events. And again, we're going to be really focused on trying to figure out what happened, who was behind it, and for what purpose.
And Commissioner, I know that for a living you think about and study public safety. Here we are over 10 years out from the largest act of terrorism carried out on our shores. And societies, you know, we have the New York-born slogan, if you see something, say something. We're reminded of that every day. 9/11 changed the way we move around. We're watched by cameras, those of us in big cities, all the time. We're checked before public events. And yet here you have this, a stretch of Boylston that has police officers every couple of feet. One would think this is already among the safest places in the country today, and now this.
Well, that will be certainly the quick focus of where did the explosions occur, what were they within in the sense of the container, how might they have gotten in, because the typical procedure today, as you know, is bomb-sniffing dogs searching of packages coming in to almost every major event that we have in the United States today. I'm over in London, and right now they're very focused on the Margaret Thatcher funeral on Wednesday. I'm just talking to a couple of them, having dinner with some British officials here, and we're just discussing, when I got the phone call about this incident, about security arrangements for that funeral. They're very concerned about the potential for a terrorist activity here. That concern is certainly now going to be heightened by the events happening in Boston right now.
Well, before I let you return to dinner, Commissioner, even if we hadn't pointed out you're a former Boston commissioner, your accent gives you away at great distance. This is Patriots Day, commemorating the Battle of Lexington and Concord. The Red Sox played today, Jackie Robinson Day, and of course the Boston Marathon. Going back, this finish point has been the case since 1986. They moved the finish line to Copley, but this is over a 100-year tradition.
About 150 yards farther up on Boylston Street, they moved it down to accommodate for a number of reasons, including the media. They moved the finish line, but it is one of the country's most historic events, one that I policed beginning as a police officer in 1971, and have the joy of being police commissioner there in 1992 and 93 during that marathon. And it's, you know, I'm a proud Bostonian in terms of my roots and origin. And all those symbolic things that you raised, Patriots Day, Red Sox, it is a fabulous day in Boston that's now forever marred by this incredible tragedy.
Commissioner Bill Bratton, thank you very much for being of counsel to us. I know we're going to have you as part of our coverage as the day and your night in London goes on. Those people just joining our coverage, this is the finish line, the aftermath, the finish line at the Boston Marathon. We think the top finishers had passed through about an hour earlier, so you were getting into the very good runners across this country and around the world, the heart of the order. There you have the initial blast just off the route of the marathon. You see police officers every few feet in the bright green vest. That's Boston PD, as you would have them spaced out evenly along the finish line. You see at least one runner go down instantly, what appears to be shrapnel. And then, if that tape was allowed to play, you have a second impact, a second explosion. It is too early to brand this. What has happened here, it appears from the smoking aftermath that this happened at or near the base of the building, right along the runner's line. And we have numerous injuries, some grievous injuries being transported by Boston PD and EMS. You also had a large number of Boston PD and EMS already right there. Chuck Todd, our chief White House correspondent, political director. We know, Chuck, the president was notified early on that this had happened, at least.
He has, and his team is now monitoring this from the Situation Room, and they've decided and they've offered any resources necessary to deal with this. One other update, Brian, that's worth noting is that out here right in front of the White House. Security has now cleared all of that sidewalk. As you know, it's a high tourist time around here at this time of year. It is all folks have been cleared and pushed to Lafayette Park. Same sort of precautionary measures that you were talking about taking place in New York City. We're now seeing it right around here at the White House as well, Brian.
All right, Chuck Todd, sadly this is becoming, one of those days in this country in the post 9/11 era where as people flock to TVs, flock to the live coverage, learn there's been an awful thing, and out of at least, at minimum, a preponderance of caution, this is from across the Charles River. That's the smoke plume taken and sent into our NBC station. But that's how large an event this was.